Hello, welcome to RecruitCare Phase 1 for our staffing users. My name is Connie Blue, and we're going to go ahead and show you how to use the RecruitCare system. So the Learning and Development team is in partnership with the Business Process team, and we're excited to bring to you this learning opportunity. I'm excited and thankful that you guys are joining me and watching this recorded session. Again, my name is Connie Blue. I've been with Maxim now for about 10 years, and I am with the Learning and Development team. I am going to go ahead and jump right into the training. We don't have any housekeeping rules for this training, so we're just going to go ahead and move to our objectives. So by the end of today's training, you're going to be able to define what RecruitCare is, add candidates into RecruitCare, track recruiter activity by using notes, add positions into RecruitCare. You're going to also be able to understand the purpose of using an Evergreen and an open position. You're going to also be able to create job board postings. So that's right, there's no more mojo. And also you're going to be able to manage positions and job board postings. And last but not least, I'm going to show you how to employ search functions in the logo menu to find candidates, positions, and applicants. So first, let's talk a little bit about what is RecruitCare. So RecruitCare is Maxim Intuitive Applicant Tracking System, better known as ATS for short, that will help facilitate sourcing, hiring, and onboarding process. Currently in the phase 1, we are going to be focusing only on searching, identifying caregivers, new and existing, contacting those caregivers, and inputting a G2 into RecruitCare. And also, we're going to show you how to create your job board posting. So a candidate record in RecruitCare is a record that represents a person who could potentially work for a client. We can add a candidate with or without a resume. Before adding a new candidate in RecruitCare, we must conduct a quick search to confirm that there is no duplicate. Now, if RecruitCare does not yield any duplicates, you can actually continue on to enter the candidate's information. If a duplicate message is returned, you should research to confirm if that record already exists. There are several benefits to adding candidates into the RecruitCare system. First, RecruitCare serves as a continuous database that allows you to search new and existing caregivers. It also shows historical information regarding specific candidate records and any type of records within the RecruitCare system, and it also is going to reduce the reliance on job board posting. So let's go ahead and get started by showing you what the RecruitCare application looks like. All right, so we have to our left here, we have our logo menu, and we also have these 3 horizontal lines, which is we famously adopted as the hamburger. All right, so if you click on either the logo or if you click on the hamburger, you're going to get the same display. So you will see the search, the add new, the reports, and tools. Search will allow you to search different types of candidate records, company records, contacts, position, and etc. Add new will allow you to add different types of records, such as candidates, contacts, position, matches, and etc. In this case, we are going to show you how to add a candidate with and without a resume. Now, I'm going to first show you how to add a candidate with a resume. If you hover over candidate, you will see here that we have a pop-up that will show without a resume. And if you click on candidate, the RecruitCare system automatically assumes that you want to add a resume to this candidate's record. So I'm going to show you how to add a candidate with the resume first, just by simply clicking on the candidate. As you can see, the very first step is asking you to upload a resume, and we're going to simply do that by clicking on the select, which is like a browser, and you're going to find and locate the resume that you wish to be displayed. Once you've done that, you're going to select the edit here, all right? So there is an edit right here, and that is going to allow all the information from that resume to pull into this body in option 2, which is the copy and paste resume. So If in fact you want to pull up a resume, RecruitCare is very intuitive. It's a very great system. Doesn't matter if the document is in PDF or if it's in Word, that information will pull over. So as we see here, we have Dynamite. She is our candidate, rather. Now, if I scroll down, you'll see here, it says persist contact information from original upload, and it is already selected as default. If I want to make any changes within the resume, I need to uncheck this because I don't want to persist contact information from the original upload. I want to make some changes. So I'm going to change the name of our candidate. I'm going to put Donnie Test. And for the address, if I want to change the address, I can certainly do so. I can put 100 Test Lane, Columbia, Maryland, and I'm going to change the phone number here to 555-000-0001, and I'm going to change their email address to donnietest@example.com. As you can see, we have the objectives, the professional profile, and all that wonderful information has pulled from this that is on this resume is actually going to go ahead and begin the next step, which is step 2, and putting all this information into its required fields. I'll show you what I mean now. All right, so once we've done that, we're just going to select here where it says use the above as the resume. That's what I want to do, and so I'm going to select that. As you can see, we are now on the verify information page when we're trying to add a new candidate into the RecruitCare. So as you can see here, we have the 100 Test Lane. All that information did pull over. Still have the same zip code. We still have Donnie Test here that has been included as well. All right, so we're going to keep Donnie Test. Any fields that are required will be indicated with a red asterisk. So you see all these red asterisks. These are the required fields. Now, we have the first and the last name. We have the address that pulled over from the resume. We have the city and state that pulled from the resume. We have the phone number that pulled from the resume as well as the email address. Now it's time for us to input the candidate source. We highly suggest and request that you put in a candidate source so that we can keep track of where our candidates are coming from. So if you click on the drop down, you'll see here we have a few different choices for you. I'm going to say we found this candidate off of Facebook. Next, you'll see there's a folder group, and the folder group is required. So for the folder group, we have specific folder groups for the staffing users. And in order to select the correct folder group, we want to make sure that you start off by putting in TSS, because that is, if in fact you are interested in moving forward with this candidate, we want to make sure that it's really transparent across the board that this candidate will continue on through the TSS system until we provide you with the next phase of our training. So I'm going to use TSS, and I'm going to select Physical Therapist Assistant. Now, if in fact you do not see your folder group in this drop-down, please submit folder groups through the RecruitCare MaxSource page. Next, you'll see we have the contractor type, and there's only one thing to select, and that is the W-2. The candidate owner will automatically default to the person who is actually inputting this candidate's record. So as you can see, Connie Blue is the candidate owner here. And if in fact you are missing any required fields, the RecruitCare system will stop you, okay? So we're going to go ahead and click next. I do believe we have all the required fields in. Now again, as I mentioned earlier, if there are any duplicates that are found, RecruitCare is searching the entire database. So of course, if you have a name that is pretty common, you definitely want to make sure that you research it. I know that this is not a duplicate, so I'm going to go ahead and select not a duplicate. So as you can see, we have Donnie here, and we also have Tess. So just make sure that these aren't duplicates, and so I'm going to select not a duplicate. Now, as you can see here, we have our candidate's record. How do I know that? It's because it says candidate, and we have our candidate's name, and then we also have a candidate record number. Anytime you create a new candidate record of any type, it is going to generate a candidate record number. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is the, whenever you are adding a new candidate, you always want to do a quick search, okay? Quick search is located here to my right-hand side, so I want to share that with you just a little bit. So the quick search, you are able to search phone numbers, email addresses, you can search first and last name. The only thing that you aren't able to search here is the actual record number, okay? Such as this record number is 665955. If in fact you want to search record numbers, you're going to have to go to the logo menu, hover over search, and for candidates, right here you see name or ID. This is where you will put in that record number, and the RecruitCare system will give you that record. So this is our candidate's record. We have Donnie Test. Now I want to show you how to add a candidate without a resume. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and I'm going to click on the logo, and I'm going to add new, and I'm going to hover over candidate, and I'm going to select without resume. As mentioned earlier, all the required fields are indicated with the red asterisk. So I'm going to put Troy, last name White. If you have a physical address, please feel free to put that in, but it's not required. I'm going to say that this candidate is in Maryland. I'm going to put in the candidate source, say we've got them off of Help Jobs Nationwide resume. For the folder group, we are going to select, again, start off with TSS, and we're going to select the folder group for their discipline. We're going to select the contractor type, which is W-2, put in a contact phone number. Obviously, you're speaking with them, so there should be some type of contact phone number you should have. And always try to get an email address. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and simply click on Next. Awesome. So now we see we have a candidate record here, Troy White, and we also have the candidate record number. I'm going to go ahead and toggle back to Donnie Test. As you can see, you can flip from record type to record type and also back to the dashboard. Just please note that if in fact you have a few different records pulled up, it could possibly slow down the process. So we'll start out with the status. There are several different statuses from a candidate's record. Once you create a candidate's record, it's going to default as the unscreened. Once you complete a G2, the status will move to screen automatically. This is nothing that you would need to change manually. And then once a candidate has completed an application, we're going to talk a little bit more about these other statuses in the phase 2. We also have some other widgets here. We have the tags. If I click on edit here, this is where you will be able to also create new tags to categorize certain records. And we're going to revisit this in a little bit. We also have the general, and this includes all the general information in regards to this particular candidate. We also have the people widget area. So if in fact you want to add additional candidate owners to this record, this is where you would go to add the candidate owner. It automatically defaults to the candidate owner who created the candidate's record. We also have the description area here. The description includes different types of summary of this candidate, and this pulled again from the resume. But please take note of the summary here. We are going to talk a little bit about the summary when we discuss completing a G2. Also for the looking for, if in fact you have additional information as to what this candidate's desired salary is, how many hours a week they're looking to work, how far they're willing to travel or the distance in travel, this is where you can include that information as well. If we look over here to the right, I'm going to introduce this section here. We're going to start out with the note and calendar. The note and calendar, if in fact you want to add a note to a candidate's record, this is where you would go to add note. If you notice, if I hover over different types of areas in the RecruitCare system, it will give me a little pop-up as to what that particular icon is representing. If you scroll down, we have the contact method. This, again, pulled from the resume. We also have the phone number and the email address, and then we have the related item as well. And these are different links that are related to the candidate's record. So let's say you want to contact the candidate and you want to pick up the phone and you want to conduct a G2. However, most of you already know that whenever you pick up the phone to call a candidate for the first time, you typically get a voicemail. Well, we want to make sure that we capture all of that activity. Remember, notes drive activity. If I show you the dashboard again, you'll see that we have different goals here on the dashboard. We have G2 goals, and we also have recruiting phone call goals. All right, so we want to also capture how many G2s and also the recruiting phone calls that you are making. This will allow your manager to show or to pull up the different candidates that you've tried to reach out to. So let's say we contact Donnie Test and Donnie was not able to pick up the phone. In order to get credit for this, you need to add a note into the system. I'm going to hover over up under the notes and calendar, click on add note. For the action item, obviously we have the note reference. This is simply referencing Donnie Test. We have the notify about this note. There's no one to really notify. We just want to include this onto the candidate's record. And then we have the note action. If I click on the drop down, I am going to look for phone call, and I'm just simply making a recruiting phone call. Type your message in the body, left voicemail, will call back again. Once you've done that, you're just going to simply click save. Now, in RecruitCare, you'll notice that there is a refresh at the bottom left-hand side, in the left-hand corner right here. Anytime you're completing a transaction, most of the time it is best that you refresh your screen or refresh the record and then refresh the actual RecruitCare system. So as you can see, there are 0 notes, but we clearly just added a note. In order for that to show, just click refresh. And now we see that 1 note has been added. If you click on the tab, you'll see the actual note here. Left voicemail will call back again. Now let me show you how to make sure that you're receiving credit for that recruiting phone call. As you can see, the recruiting phone call is still showing 0 out of 100. That's because you have to refresh the dashboard page as well. If you click at the bottom left here, refresh dashboard, you'll now see that there is 1 recruiting phone call that's been made. Let's say, for instance, now we've tried to contact Troy White, and we were very successful in contacting Troy White. All right, I'm going to go to Troy White's record. I'm going to go to add a note. And remember this summary area here? We want to make sure that this G2 note is in this summary area of the description. And I'm going to show you how we can ensure that that is done. Click on the note. We're going to select the note action, which is G2 completed. And for starting template, we're going to select G2 staffing. As you can see, automatically, just based off of that template, we have designed a G2 template for you. And it's very conversational. As you can see, it's going to start out by asking you to ask the nurse to tell you a little bit about themselves. So as you can see here, can you start off by telling me about yourself? Do you have any long-term goals that you are currently working on, and et cetera? So if you take a look here, feel free, please, make sure you're completing a thorough G2. So work for 12 years as nurse. Do you have any long-term goals? Would like to work in office. Of course, you want to put in their credential information there. You want to also put in what type of opportunity are they currently looking for. Say that they're looking for full-time. They're looking for ER, maybe ER setting. Their shift preference. They're looking for night shift. Scroll down. Have you worked in your preferred setting previously? Yes. Tell me about a challenging situation you had at work and how did you overcome that? So always make sure you're getting some type of a great response as far as this situation so that they can explain the situation and also give you the results. Also, make sure you tell them what they did to overcome the problem. So as you can see, this is very extensive, and make sure it is very detailed, so please be as detailed as possible. All right, now we also want to look at the copy note body. If I click on the drop down, you'll see here we have set as candidate summary. We talked about that just a little bit earlier. This is going to allow this G2 note to be in the summary section. So I'm going to click on save, close it out, refresh, and voila. There's a few things that just took place here. We have it in the summary area. Also, we have it where it says the status has now changed from unscreened to screen. We also want to refresh the dashboard because we did our first G2. So I'm going to refresh the dashboard. Now we have our one G2 that has been completed. All right, so now let us go ahead and move forward, and I want to talk to you a little bit about if you're interested in moving forward with this candidate. So obviously we just did our G2 with Troy White, and say for instance you want to move forward with Troy White. In order to move forward with Troy White, first thing you need to do is in the tags widget area, you're going to select edit, click within the tags, and we want to make sure that you are onboarding TSS. This is going to allow all of the other recruiters to see that you are interested in onboarding this candidate in TSS. Once you've done that, click Save. Now, after you have successfully onboarded this candidate into TSS, we want you to click on the note, and we want you to let us know that you have successfully transferred this candidate to TSS. So if you scroll down here, you will see Transfer to TSS, and I'm going to type Transfer Completed. TSS, and click Save. So what we're going to do is show you how to use Textus. So Textus, if you look to the right here, we have a green circle with 3 white dots horizontally. And if you click on that, this will allow us to text. For instance, we have Donnie Test in here, and it will allow us to text Donnie Test right here. And you can do it, you can text via group. You can add multiple people to the text messaging. And just to note, like whenever you send a text, it is going to log a note within the candidate's record. So I think that is pretty cool. Also, I do want to show you the left-hand side here, which is, you see this tab that says Help. This is what we call Walk Me. And if you click on Help, it will walk you through some of the main functions in RecruitCare. For example, adding a candidate without a resume or adding a G2 and et cetera. And it will actually walk you through each and every step. So Evergreen is a position in which you are always hiring for. Think about how you currently post positions for Mojo. These postings are rarely associated with a specific need, right? You're just trying to let nurses know that, hey, look, come over here, I have a few openings for you. So in Evergreen, these positions would be called Evergreen positions. Conversely, if you're hiring for a specific need, such as a school nurse or that's in a rural area, maybe you need about 1 or 2 of those nurses. Those are called open positions. So to create a position in RecruitCare, you are required to have a company and a contact. To make it easy for you guys, we have already created yours for you. For example, if you look at the company, it's going to actually be your office name. For instance, if you're in Miami, Florida, you would type in Miami and put in your office. Your office should populate. If you, for the contact, it's either going to say Miami office or it will say the leader of that office, whoever is the manager. Let me go ahead and let's dive into the RecruitCare system, and I'll show you what we mean by that, okay? All right, so now what we want to do is create a position in RecruitCare. In order for you to create a job posting, you first have to create the position. So we're going to go to the logo menu, we're going to select Add New, and we're going to go to Position. In order to add a new position, as we mentioned earlier, we have already created your company and your contact. So I'm going to type in Tampa, and as you can see, the office pulled up. And if I select the contact, which we've already created this for you as well, I'm going to select that office leader. Now, although position template is not indicated with a red asterisk, we request that you please select a position template. because as you can see, we do not have a position description here. There are a few fields that are left blank. And so if we select the position template, it would definitely help us with adding some of these fields or filling out the position description, and also will pre-populate some additional fields as well. So I'm gonna put TSS here. I'm gonna select laboratory tech. And as you can see, now the position description has been added. Now, for the position title, when you select your TSS, please make sure you delete this in the position title, because we do not want our candidates to see that whenever the posting is on the job board aggregators. If I scroll down, we do have the type that has already been selected for us. The folder group has already been selected for us. The primary department has been selected for us. The initial status, it has defaulted to open. If in fact this is something you're going to be always hiring for, select Evergreen. And we also, if you're going to hire quite a lot of nurses for this position, you definitely want to make sure you put a large number here. So I'm just going to put 10,000. Now, if in fact you do not need to hire within this particular, if you don't want to advertise within this zip code here, which is 33606, you are able to go to the add new. So right here, I'm gonna select add new. So as you can see, I'm putting in a new zip code, 33615. And you have to somewhat manipulate the system into thinking that there is something in the address. So I'm going to put 1 here. Go ahead and select the state here, Florida. And once I've done that, I'm going to click on Save Position. All right, so now we see the position has been added. Now, there are 2 tabs that we're going to focus on mainly, and that is the Position tab and the Posting tab. The Position tab is where you will make any edits. If in fact you need to change the position title, all you have to do is click over the general area here, select edit, and you can change the title right here and click save. We see the description here. If there are edits that needs to be made, you will click on the edit, make those changes here in the description area. Please make sure that you use spell check, and also make sure that you're not using any stop words. If you do not know what we mean by stop words and those types of words, please make sure you visit the RecruitCare community MaxSource page, and that will give you more information. Now, in order to begin the posting, you're going to click on the Posting tab, and as you can see, there are these 3 refresh buttons. I'm going to click on those refresh buttons, okay? Because I want our candidates to be able to see the position. If you do not click on these refresh buttons, they're not going to see a position or description of the position, and you will also not be getting any responses to anyone who's interested in the actual position. So please make sure you refresh these green refresh buttons. Once you've done that, click on Save and Preview to make sure that your description is in the job board, is in the posting and in the body. Now, in order to begin publishing your position, you're going to select Publish this position now. Once you click on Publish this position now, you'll see here we have the eRecruit, and we also have this little button here that says All Sites. As you can see, there's only one to select, so you can do either or. You can select All Sites or just click on the eRecruit. This is going to go to all of our job board aggregators that we've currently been using. Click Continue, and we're going to begin the next steps in continuing on publishing this position. All the required fields are indicated with the red asterisk, so we have the job title, all that is there. However, we do need to select a industry sector, and we're going to select here. We're going to select medical and nursing. For the location, we're going to put in the zip code that we put in the position record. And for here, we have 33615. That's what we're going to put here, 33615. And we're going to click here to make sure that the system or RecruitCare knows that this is the area that we are advertising for. If you scroll down, there's a continue button here at the bottom. You're just going to simply click continue, and we're going to move to the next step. All right? You may be asking, how long will my job board posting stay on the job board aggregators? And that is 30 days, okay? It's only going to stay on for 30 days. All right, so we're going to scroll down, and we're going to click Send Posting. As you can see, benefits is already included. And now we have this position is being posted to the job board aggregators almost instantaneously. Now, let's go back to the position. And let's say, for instance, prior to, right now, the person who actually created this position is going to receive notifications that someone has expressed interest in the actual position. If I scroll down here on the position tab, you'll see here the position owner defaults to me. Now, if you want to add your office to the position owner, you need to click on position owner. I'm going to click Tampa here, and I'll have the Tampa office here. This will allow your office distribution to receive notifications whenever a candidate expresses interest. Just click Save. Now let's go ahead to the actual posting. And as you can see, it almost posted immediately, right? So we have sometimes you may have maybe a 2 or 3 minute lag time. Please don't be alarmed. The only time you'll need to be alarmed is if you do not see any information in this description area. Now, let's say, for instance, your job board posting has expired. In order for you to renew your position or your posting, you will need to remove the posting. So let's just say it's almost 30 days and I need to refresh my job board posting or renew my job board posting. I'm going to have to first remove the posting. So I'm going to click on Remove Posting. And this is where it can be a little tricky, okay? It can get a little tricky here because there is a button that says Renew Posting. But unfortunately, that is not where you would go to renew the posting. You will have to click on Publish This Position Now. I'm going to go ahead and return back to our PowerPoint presentation because now we want to talk about searching in RecruitCare. So let us now go ahead and show you how to search candidates, positions, and applicants. So I'm going to go back to RecruitCare system, and I'm just going to right-click here and delete all the tabs that I have open. Just FYI, you can never delete your dashboard. So we're going to go to the logo menu. We're going to click on it, and we're going to go to Search, and we're going to go to Candidates. If I hover over candidates, you'll see that there is a My and then there's a department. My and the departments are filters within itself, and we're going to talk a little bit more about what filters mean. Now, we are in our search. As you can see, there are many different ways that you can search in RecruitCare. Where it says contain text, if Boolean text is your thing, feel free to use Boolean text. We have a few filters. Right here, we have filters. So for instance, if I wanted to add matches will display here at the bottom. If I want to delete filter, I can just simply click on the X and it will delete. We've already started you off with a few filters, but feel free to look at the add filters and add as many filters as you feel is necessary. As you grow with RecruitCare and get familiar with it, you will know what type of filters you need to add. So if I click on the drop down here, I probably wouldn't want to look for an active candidate. Maybe I'm interested in looking for a candidate who have not been screened or is in the screening process or who have been screened, or a candidate that has a completed application. Now for location, I want to put in maybe 100 miles. I'll put in the zip code 21046. You can put that there. If you want to search certain skills, you can search skills individually for the photo group. If you want to select a specific folder group, you can certainly do that as well. I'm just going to go ahead and click on search. So based off of my added filters, RecruitCare is going to yield me the results. As you can see, we have almost 20,000 records, okay? If you need to narrow those searches down more, you can certainly narrow those down. Maybe you can narrow it down by skills. If I want to select adults, I can select adults and just narrow my searches a little bit. So with that being said, as you can see, we have many different columns here. There's so many different columns. We have the candidates, we have the status, location, desired hourly. So if in fact we want to delete some of these columns, we would just go here to the right-hand side, select columns. Say for instance, if there's any additional columns that I want to delete, such as maybe I don't want the desired hourly rate or the hourly max or the hourly min, I can delete those. I can also click and drag. I can click and drag resume over beside the actual candidate. So there are so many different types of searches that you can do in RecruitCare. You can also save searches within RecruitCare. You can save a search in RecruitCare by simply going to Commands. You can go to Save Searches. You can put in the name of the search. Maybe we would want to call this adult in Columbia, Maryland. You would click on Save Current Search. Also, you can see here we have different other different types of options that RecruitCare allows. We can schedule searches every day if we want to on a daily basis. You can certainly do that. If I want, I'm just going to save the search name as Columbia Adults, and I will just click on Save. You can also, another great thing that I want to point out, you can get a report sent to you with the results of the searches that maybe you have on the schedule. So RecruitCare offers many different options for you to search. So you can go ahead and allow that to save. And that is how you are able to search candidates. Obviously, I cannot frame the many, many different ways you can search candidates based off of the filters. But again, we do have resources on RecruitCare community site that you can utilize to show you how to create different searches. All right, so now let me show you how to pull up a position record and pull up a candidate's record of someone who has expressed interest in that position. So for instance, I'm going to go to the logo menu, go to search, hover over position, and I'm going to type in that position record number, 50957. So as you can see, we have pulled up the position record. We're going to scroll down, and up under the related, if you see candidate applications, we have 4 candidates that's expressed interest. And if I hover over candidate application right click, you'll see that there are 4 candidates, and I can just pretty much click on one of those candidates. I'll click on Adrena, and it will allow us to see this particular candidate's record. And you can proceed further by either adding notes or et cetera to the candidate's record, or as to how you want to move forward. All right, so now I want to show you how to search candidate applications. I'm just going to go to the logo menu, click on search and candidates. As you can see here, we have candidate applications. If I click on the drop down here, you can simply put in your company. I'm going to put in Tampa. And you can obviously select the positions if you like. And you can also select the date range as far as the candidates that have expressed interest. And you will click search, and it will let you know all the candidates that have expressed interest from that office postings. And these are the results from Tampa. You see here how many people have expressed interest up under the candidate application. It will let you know the status. If there's resumes attached to it, you can simply click on those. I can right click and I can pull up that resume as well. All right, so I've now shown you how to complete your searches. We've shown you how to pull up candidates' applications. This now completes phase 1 of training. Thank you so much for joining me. If in fact you're having system problems, please make sure you complete a system support ticket. Also, if you are having problems understanding the process of RecruitCare, feel free to reach out to RecruitCare Communications. And please, please don't forget to visit the RecruitCare community site for any additional resources. Thank you so much for joining and listening to this call. I hope you found it to be very informative. Have a great day.